Video game fight against Visa, MasterCard, and censorship is only getting messier. As Valve and itch.io struggle against major payment processors, gamers and developers are pushing the anti-censorship cause. So, in short, Valve and Steam and itch.io have delisted and removed a bunch of their games from their listings. There's a lot of them. We don't know how much, but I actually found out how much they removed. It's about
Oh.
20,000.
Yeah, a lot.
That is a lot of games that has been removed. So it's a Trojan horse. Hey, don't you guys want to protect women and children? Here you go. And then you have politicians who agree with them, which is the scary part. So what do you think about this, Moxie, in terms of like censorship stuff?
Well, whenever politicians are rallying for something under the guise of protect the women and children, it's like, okay, what else is going on? Like the Patriot Act and all of the other things that they've passed under like the guise of something like to protect you. I'm from the government and I'm here to protect you. No, there's I mean, just out the gate, I am of the opinion that usually there's ulterior motives and more nefarious motives, but they put a label on it like protecting the women and children to make it sound nice while also like shoving all these other things that strip away your freedoms and privacy. So at the onset, I don't like it.
Yeah. And we do have another article here. The headline basically reads Gamergate returns, collective shout edition. And it definitely is true. Is because they're basically a different beast altogether, right? Whenever it's like a hydra, when you cut a head off, two returns in this place. And it's same thing with video games. It's first it's like, oh, we came after 2B from Near Automata because she's too sexy. Oh, that didn't work. Let's go after Bayonetta. Oh, that didn't work. Let's go after Eve from Stellar Blade. So it never stops. And now Collective Shout has came together and collectively, pun intended, reached out to payment processors because Steam ignored them for months and months on end. And they finally reached out to payment processors like MasterCard, Visa, Stripe, and PayPal. And they said, okay, yeah, we want to protect people. So let's go ahead and remove a bunch of these games. And so Steam and itch.io came together and like, all right, cool, we'll remove all these games from our listings. It's because we want to continue using your payment processor. So that's been happening, and it's happening all around the world. And it's gotten so bad that it's actually going into like parliament and going into law in some places. The UK has been seeing a surge of VPN is because even not just video games, but even violent words or something like that can be censored. Using YouTube, they can detect whether or not you're using a VPN. So it's like the censorship is happening. It's for some reason it feels like it's going at a breakneck speed in this past like 2-3 weeks. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty damn bad. So in short, Chibi reviews. This person has a great summary. So let me summarize. Collective Shout contacts payment processors to get Steam and itch.io to remove adult games. Steam removes hundreds of games, so now we know that's about 20,000, and creates an entirely new policy to lick the boots of the payment processors. A day later, itch.io removes their entire adult game category. And the thing is, all of these, in order for you to access these adult games, you have to be an adult. So if you're an adult, why censor it? And it's not illegal. This is all.
There's an age verification process, I'm sure.
Yes.
So who cares? So what about the hub? Like you, sweet summer child, don't know what that is, but for those of you who do, the hub, like for people, adults who make choices to purchase OnlyFans content or whatever, that's their choice. It's not illegal to do. So removing your ability to choose to pay for said content while it's not illegal, fuck off. These guys, they have no right, no jurisdiction, and get off my lawn. No, this is totally an overreach. Is this happening in the US yet, or just
they are trying to get it into the US? So the UK, they said that they're having, since the UK is already doing the OSA, they do have the kids, the KOSA, which is actually signed by Biden, and two people from the Republican and the Democrat Party agreed with it, which is protects the kids' safety online with the whole COPPA thing that happened several years ago on YouTube. So this is all a fucking Trojan horse from the beginning. And UK is the one who's sort of like pushing this out really, really hard. And they're actually looking at Rumble as well. They're like, Rumble, we're looking at you guys because you guys are like, you guys can put on anything, and that's not safe for kids, right? And some Republicans would be like, yeah, even maybe someone like Dan Crenshaw or like someone as big as Matt Walsh. Remember, he hates anime and video games. So maybe
Well,
this is like
just because they're Republican or conservative doesn't mean that they're for freedom and liberties.
exactly
And
right. Yeah.
because I mean, if you are familiar with or around at the time, the Satanic Panic of the 80s,
Mhm.
those Christian conservatives were all about stripping everything to not be an option for you to, because it was just obviously bad. So
Yep.
nobody should have access to this. This should be stopped because it's obviously bad. Just because they're conservatives does not mean they are for your freedoms to the letter of the
Mhm.
law. It goes both ways. So
Absolutely.
just because they have an R next to their name doesn't mean they're there for your best interest and to protect your freedoms and choices, ability to make
Yeah.
choices.
Within 24 hours, the UK creates a police task force to monitor political opinions of the citizens. So this is using the
Ooh.
OSA and to protect children. Europe gets hit by age restriction in some sites too, and they find out that the restricted internet is coming for them too. People find out the American bill titled Kids Online Safety Act is introduced into Congress to do the same thing. So this is backed by Biden when he was in office. Wikipedia is being asked to censor itself for the UK. Search engines are now stuck in safe mode for certain countries restricting internet. Mouthwashing, a horror game on itch.io, is removed thanks to payment processors and collective shout. I believe this has been debunked. I believe they removed it themselves or something like that. It's actually, it doesn't have to do with the actual payment processors. Actually, they removed it and they delisted it themselves back in October. UK is trying to force American companies to censor themselves after the OSA came into effect. So this is from The Verge. The chaos, confusion, and itch.io steams abrupt adult game ban. So if you actually scroll down right over here, as a result of collective shout's action, in tandem with the payment processors, over 20,000 games, books, comics, and other creative works confirmed via the Internet Archive functionally ceased to exist on the site. So it's not just video games; they're coming after every single
Yeah,
thing.
all forms of entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's not going to
and
stop here.
yes, it's not.
Because it's going to set precedent, right? So usually, like in law, oh, this was passed in this case in some jurisdiction somewhere. So because that happened, then we need to use that as foundation to pass said other thing that the powers that be want to push. So no, it's never just going to stop. These temporary powers that they take upon themselves or give themselves, that are never temporary. They may change the name of what it is, but you'll never get it back once they make changes like this and strip away freedoms like this. It's only going to spread to other facets and other areas, because it sets the precedent for this being okay and this being the good call for them to make. And poor people, they don't know how to rule themselves, so we need to take away that power from them and tell them what's good for them, tell them what's bad. And it's just a wildfire just waiting to happen. It's
Mhm.
no bueno.
Yeah. Yes, imperiling the creators who depend on sales from itch.io, in addition to not safe for work content, notable projects that didn't have the tag were caught up in the purge as well. So people, this is happening not just with Mastercard and Visa, but it's also happening with Patreon as well. So people who use Patreon, Stripe, even people who make fan art that doesn't have to do with anything, is because if you guys don't know, Adobe uses the cloud, and they also use like an AI function, and everything gets uploaded to the cloud. That's the reason why I hate Creative Cloud. And I used to
Mm.
buy the actual like Photoshop whenever I need it. Now it's all cloud based. This person was drawing something and they uploaded it, and I guess their account has been, I guess, in a way suspended by PayPal, is because they drew something that could have been not safe for work because it's at brand risk. So this is their reasoning, is brand risk for us. So, like, this person drew, like, a flat-chested, big butt woman, and
Mhm.
they're like, "This looks like a little girl." And it's like, "Well, this is my original character. This person is 19 years old." Right?
Mhm.
So, with that, they're also coming after anime, like,
Mhm.
advertisements, like we talked about Victoria's Secret earlier. They're going after advertisements as well. I remember these collective shop people, they went after a lip gloss, is because they're showing a up, like, basically zoomed in, female's lips with lip gloss on it, and it's like, "That's too sexual."
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it how you want to see it. Uh, I mean, some people see feet and they see something sexual. Some people see feet and they're
Yep.
disgusted. Some people just see feet. So how are you going to apply your standards? Whoever's programming the AI that's going to identify this inappropriate content. How is that? How's that fair? And
Yeah.
how do you sell this as fair? More importantly, how are you going to pitch this to where, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense, when it's through the lens of the person who's looking at it, what the intention is. I mean,
Yeah.
unless it's outright like child essay material, that's different. But when it's something that you're using AI to determine based on certain factors, when it's not the whole picture of it, that's dangerous territory to be
Yeah.
stepping into.
So when it comes to the TOS for Visa and MasterCard, it's relatively about the same thing. Anything that has to do with like SA of little kids, illegal activities, and endangerment of or like beating up women or whatever, and bestiality, right? There's a bunch of other stuff there
Mhm.
actually, but that's all pertaining to real things, like actual real life. You cannot use your premium processors
Right.
to buy or purchase or engage in these real life serious things.
Those things are already legal though. Like but when they're applying it to other things, that's where it's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
okay.
Then what?
Yeah.
What about Game of Thrones?
Mhm.
That is a fictional thing, and they're going after everything that's fictional under the sun, right? So what about Game
And
of
yeah.
Thrones? It has everything besides bestiality, right?
Yeah.
So
Or tellings of certain cultures and people's histories. Like, do
yeah,
you just erase history because it's inappropriate or it's unpalatable or it's not okay socially? Like, where does it stop? Do you just
yeah,
erase things
yeah,
like that? Because I guess like with Game of Thrones, I guess a lot of it has to do with the intention. Obviously, you're not praising the behavior of said people doing these things.
mhm,
However, it's a telling of a version of a fantastical situation, people's whatever. That yeah, I mean, it shapes a story, shapes a universe, but also, like I said, like, so what are they gonna do? Just expunge a whole bunch of history because it doesn't meet the TOS of the modern
mhm,
era? Like,
yeah. So with that out of the way, we do have a savior. Well, then
Yeah.
the hero could save us, and that person is Trump. Trump is saving video
Mhm.
games, even though it's not,
ooh,
Major
like
W.
it's not like it just it just so happens it encompasses the video game sphere. So, guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans. So this is huge. So he signed this in yesterday with an executive order. So by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and by the laws of the United States of America, I hereby ordered financial institutions have engaged in unacceptable practices that restrict law-abiding individuals and businesses accessing to financial services on basis of political or religious beliefs or lawful business activities. Some financial institutions participated in government directed surveillance programs targeting persons participating in activities and causes commonly associated with conservatism and political right following the events that occurred in J6, basically. And it also, stopped people from, buying stuff from Cabela's Bass Pro Shop. If you're part of, if you have anything in your peer-to-peer payments that says Trump or MAGA, you can potentially get debanked. But let's actually go all the way down here to section 4, removing reputation risk and politicized or unlawful debanking. Within 180 days of the date of this order, each appropriate federal banking regulator shall, to the greatest extent permitted by the law, remove the use of reputation risk or equivalent concepts that can result in politicized or unlawful debanking, as well as any other considerations that could be used to engage in such debanking from their guidance, documents, manuals, and other materials and used to regulate or examine financial institutions over that they have jurisdiction. So they need to
Yep.
stop the shit in 180 days.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it just so happens that it umbrellas the gaming as well. So this is actually really good day. The fact that I thought that it was going to be someone else. Me and Grae, we thought that was going to be like Elon Musk or someone big, right? But it just so happens that Donald Trump is the one
Yeah.
that's saving video games.
Yeah, and I mentioned also last week when Asmongold take it should be in legislation that these payment companies cannot do such things in the future anymore. So I'm glad that's moving forward, and hopefully that really comes to pass. It's written into law. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How do you feel about this, Moxie? How do you feel about the
very
fact that
cool.
Trump is saving video games?
Left and right, he's saving a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
preserving what we have, the things that we like and appreciate about our freedoms here. Yeah, I hadn't heard about this yet, so very cool.
Yeah, this is huge. And he did it. He did it August 7th. Yeah, August 7th, impacting the ongoing censorship implemented by payment processors, and it basically addresses the payment processors to punish individuals for constitutionally or statutory protected beliefs, affiliations, or political views. Like I'm not sure if you heard about Michael Knowles getting debanked from Stripe because of his political views
Mm-mm.
from X. So he hasn't seen any payment from X is because of Stripe.
Oh,
Yeah. So this happened.
specifically from X, payments from
Yeah.
X. They haven't like just totally canceled his
Yeah.
ability to receive funds through Stripe just from X.
Yeah. It's
Like
just
we don't
from
like
X.
what you do there, so we're not gonna let you
And
have the money for it.
yeah, he reached out to X, and X is like, "Oh, this is the payment processing thing. We have nothing to do with this. Go talk to Stripe." Stripe is like, "Go talk to X." So it's like, so you know what? So he said that this is not really about money. It's about the principle of like me being debanked. So I'm just gonna make this
Mhm.
whole thing public, right? So like the emails back and forth
Why
between
not?
him and Stripe has been public, and it's because of his he doesn't say anything naughty, or he's not like a gooner like me. So it's like he won't get his like videos taken down or age restricted or ad suitability or anything like of the kind of stuff. But he did get he didn't get any of his money, but like he doesn't care about the money, right? But I just think that when it comes down to reputational risk being like their reason, I think is bullshit. It's just like these ladies like,
Yep,
oh, don't you want to like make sure that you protect little kids? And it's a Trojan horse, like I've been saying. But this is huge. Good
absolutely.
on Trump. And the thing is that so it seems that this is a blow to the adult content censorship, and it just be incidental. Like it's not Trump isn't helping the video game. It's like, oh, because like, oh, we want to play sexy video games with big ass boobies and big titties. Should not be censored. But it just so happens that it's incidental to the gaming industry, which is fantastic. So hopefully
Yeah,
we don't get any more of this
Yeah,
kind of stuff,
yeah,
but I don't think they're gonna stop though.
yeah. The
they'll
coming
keep
weeks should
trying.
be interesting if this is actually enacted. So they really should be acting, backtracking on what they did. So
Yeah.
if they don't, then yeah, that should be that's a lot more to talk about if they do that.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Project Eggroll podcast. Make sure to catch us live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Also, be sure to subscribe, and we will see you all there.